The lights are on at TCO Stadium, and Premier Rugby Sevens is brought to you by Samurai Push Forward and by Kane Innovations. Well, not too much left, but stick with us because these last two are going to be an absolute doozy. The men's third place ended up with the Loonies coming away with a 19-7 win, and what a thriller we just saw as the women Rhinos defeated the Experts 22-17 as time expired in the second half. And coming up next, it's the Experts and those good dogs, the Retrievers, in the men's final. And then we'll finish things off with the Retrievers versus the Loonies on the women's side. Wendy Young is downstairs, and there's a lot to be excited for, so I don't know how you're going to put a button on this, but what do you like, Wendy? What are you looking forward to throughout these last two finals?
You know what? The crowd is stuck with us with this weather. They are rocking behind us. They've got some great music, a good playlist going, but I think these next two matches are going to be absolutely phenomenal. Most of the matches today have been decided by just a few points, and I think that trend is going to continue.
Wendy, how are you holding up down there with the weather? Hair looks on point. You're just crushing it.
I did put on my newly bought raincoat today because I don't own a raincoat. I live in Austin where it doesn't rain very much, and I don't need it, but I'm just really excited, and thank you for complimenting my hair.
We love you, Wendy. We're having a good time, and the crowd doing the same as well. Some Celtics fans, Sentinel Rugby fans, and look at the shades on this guy. He's got style. Fans, such a huge part of this experience, and whether you're watching it in person or watching it at home, Rugby Sevens is such an exciting sport. I mean, the fast pace of it, the hitting, the scoring, the physicality, just the athleticism. I think it's just one of my favorite sports that's played around the world.
I appreciate you saying that because I would be the ultimate biased rugby player saying it is the best sport in the world, but as you can see, every moment matters out there. If you blink or you turn your face away from the TV, you're missing the action.
Well, and the thing that excites me the most is the last, like everybody loves the buzzer beater. Everybody likes the overtime goal or, you know, the extra point that puts the team over the edge. And in Rugby Sevens, so many times tonight, we've seen it come down to that final play after time has expired. And for me, it's just that go bell to bell mentality of these athletes. And just how hard it is to run up and down 100 meters for 14 straight minutes.
The relentlessness that when the whistle goes, you hear that hooter end the 14 minutes, that time is truly not up until that ball is dead. So that relentless spirit and mindset from the players to keep going, keep fighting, and a lot of times getting the reward we've seen today.
Oh, it's been great. And you love it, you know you do. That's why we got more of it coming up. It'll be San Jose on July 15th. Abby and I will be there for you. That is another Western Conference stop. And then July 23rd, back east we go to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And things finish off on August 6th in Washington, D.C. for the championship. And I, for one, cannot believe that it is already almost July. The summer has gone by.
Summer has gone by, but summer is Sevens season here in America, and we are really just getting rolling with the PR7 season.
It is exciting, and it is certainly going to be a big final. Well, we talked to Wendy about what you're looking for, but as we see the Retrievers and the Experts ready to come out and battle for 13 points and that beautiful trophy that will be taken home at the end of all of this, what are you really looking forward to out of these two teams? And I don't want you to pick a favorite, but can we expect physicality and high scoring?
Welcome to the pitch, competing in our men's.
Definitely a combination, but the physicality of these two teams stood out. Amongst those first two semifinals, the Experts were ever connected. The fluidity that we saw from the men in the baby blue. If they can perform like they did in that semifinal, I think they would take this one away, but you cannot sleep on Paul Scanlan pulling the strings in the middle of the pitch for the Retrievers. So I'm excited for this matchup ahead.
All right, on the other side, we talked a little bit about the Experts, but how about these Golden State Retrievers? They've been exciting. Obviously, I've been impressed with the physicality and the offensive prowess as well as defensive tie Enosa, but who else really jumps out of that on that roster for you? Is it Scanlan?
It's got to be Scanlan, the Samoan international. They have a Several USA players there. Wendling on your screen, a try scorer from earlier on, Enosa. He's been around this game for a long time. I know your ribs remember him.
Oh, I can still feel it, Abby. I can still feel it.
You and Dan Norton both as he watches on from the stands, but this one is getting underway.
Looking forward to a good one, and it will begin now. 7 on the clock, and it starts to run. It is the men's final, the first Western stop of Sevens, and right off the hop, the Rocky Mountain experts going for a quick run.
And sometimes it's just the bounce of the ball goes your way, and that is exactly what's happening as this final gets rolling. We spoke about the support play from the experts, and we are already seeing it as they get on the board less than 30 seconds into this final.
And how about that? What an emotional moment right there for Corey Jones, who's wearing the name Vanilla on the back of his kit. We'll talk about that in just a moment, but what a play.
Everyone a threat with ball in hand, whether they're gonna go or they're going to pass. And Corey Jones, he is so tall, has such a wingspan on him as he reaches the ball over the whitewash.
Well, that conversion will not be good, but the heart of that man, number 3, Corey Jones, wearing the name Bonilla, is exceptional. Wendy Young has more on it.
Yeah, Corey really rightly wearing the name of one of his really good friends. He's an Austin rugby player, Gio Bonilla. He's been on a lot of teams in Austin. He's been on the Huns, he's been on the other rugby club, and has been a stalwart of that Austin rugby community, and we all will miss him, and I'm so proud to be speaking about him on this broadcast.
Thank you so much, Wendy. Our thoughts, obviously, with he, his family, and the community. The Retrievers with ball in hand.
That's all right, that's all right, that's all right.
Just when you thought the Retrievers were down the pitch and in for a try of their own, ball slips out of Adam Channel's hands. As you can see the frustration there, a little bit of afters between the two players. Just shows they're passionate about this sport. But ball will go back to the experts, their scrum.
That's what you want. You want emotion. You're going to see it in the final when you've got 13 huge points on the line. The stakes could not be bigger for these two teams. You fought all day. You've gotten here. You've dealt with the adversity of the weather. You got to stay in the fight.
And experts just building here, throwing a loose offload, but able to scoop that one up off the deck. And then a little dummy in, out, but Demonte Noble, he has some pace and he chases back. Enosa cleans it up a little. As referee goes to his pocket, deeming Noble for deliberately slapping that ball down. So anytime you don't have a true shot of intercepting that pass and you're slowing the game down, that's gonna be a yellow card every time. So Demonte Noble will go to the sin bin for 2 minutes.
Well, as the emotions start to rise, we're seeing those afters and those infractions. Wendy Young is down pitch side. What's the word down there, and what are you seeing, Wendy?
Yeah, I think, when those situations happen, rugby is a physical sport. You're going to have altercations. You're going to have rugby collisions and things that happen. And I think the referees are just making sure that those just stay what they are, right? You can have a little bit of a shoving match, but we're not going to have any open hand slapping or fists to the face. That's where the cards come out.
And with that card, it's the Retrievers who are down to 6, so experts will have the man advantage. But right now, Retrievers able to maintain possession. And I think they must have heard me and said, no, let's give that one back over to the experts.
You're coaching too. Again, a player down right now, 3:14 to go. Experts with that 5 spot to start things off. That try by Jones.
So tough position here. Experts have that full complement of 7. Someone so experienced like Madison Hughes, the 2-time Olympian captain for his nation. Ball in hand, they have the overlap. Retrievers will try to defend this with just 6 players.
All we got to do, guys, is get our binding and our spacing down, so just figure out what you need from your opposite. That's all it is.
Just a little bit of simple direction. Everyone in that scrum knows the rules, but everyone likes to be a little cheeky time to time.
Cheeky would be a very good word for it. Wonderfully executed. Big hustle. Odendaal finds it, and that will extend it to 10 with 2:20 to go, and a bit of a lead in the first half as time starts to wave a little. What do you make of that? Was that a defensive breakdown, Abby?
Retrievers only have 6 on the pitch. Enosa marking the 9, but you have to remember it's 3v2. He's playing too soft that close to his line. You have to get up, apply the pressure, but when you're a man down, you're not as confident. So experts get in for their second and make their conversion, bringing the lead 12 points to 0.
Well, we have seen so far today that lead is by no means safe. But the Retrievers with some work to do with just a little over 8 minutes left to play in the match.
And they are now back to 7, so we see Bonte Noble is on the pitch, so we're 7v7. You also have Simi, Moala coming in for the experts.
Just over the hands of the Retrievers, and the experts trying to recover.
Very messy down there. Experts do recover the ball, and just a little left foot step and then off the right boot. Madison Hughes sending that one to Corey Jones, and he is in for a double and gets the experts up to 17.
How about that? What a fantastic effort by Jones, and as we heard from Wendy, you know what he's playing for, and there it is again, the honor to his fallen friend and a great member of this rugby community. It is hard to play against a man playing with all the heart and the emotions that Corey Jones is playing for.
And this sport is all about community. As you can see there, that conversion did not go, but Madison Hughes sees no one in the backfield. Corey Jones does so well. He's really flat, he's flush to the line, so he's in a great position to go after and chase it. He throws his hands up and then points to the name on his back. A special moment for a special player.
And that is 2 for Mr. Jones. Time ticking down in this first.
Like, oh, they're talking about
You cannot ignore the bond and the family that belongs to the rugby community. Retrievers pull this out of the air and have a chance to try to make something happen here, but it is in the hands, and a quick tackle, ball comes out. No problem, Wendling trying to go something with it, but he moves it to the far side to the hands of Ty. Enosa manages to move it forward. And here on the attack, that is Paul Scanlan. Drops it back, big hit, and down goes Scanlan. You hear the referee saying, leave it, thrown back. Great passing here by the Retrievers, they're on the move. This is smidge short. Picks it up on the hop is Noble. And a big hit, Jones has to get back up to his feet. Moala, and an easy try on that far side, and tapped in. It's Bonte Noble, who finds a way to keep the Retrievers at least within striking distance as the first half comes to a conclusion. We'll see if they can pick up 2 more on the conversion.
Bonte Noble trying to right his wrong for leaving his team with just 6 men on the pitch earlier on in this half. He gets on the score sheet as he now looks to convert his own try, sends it a little to the left, so it is no good. Score remains 17 points to 5, but Retrievers are finally on the board.
It is a 17-5 score at halftime, and the experts on the heels of this man, Mr. Corey Jones, doing it in honor of his dear friend, have put his team up. such a good boy. 17-5 as the mascot of the Retrievers looks on, and a beautiful shot at the moon. Nod to our camera crew. Look at the United standings for the Eastern Conference. Very tight at the top. 1, 2, 3 locals, Texas team, and the headliners. Everybody in the mix. Pleasure to have you along here on Fox Sports from TCO Stadium in Eagan, Minnesota. Nick Gismondi alongside Abby Gostitis and Wendy Young down pitch side for us. Pleasure. Well, Ab's interesting first half. It's close right now, but the Retrievers are definitely going to need to make some moves because the momentum has been on the expert side, and the boys from the Rocky Mountains have done well.
Experts scored those 3 opening tries, and the Retrievers just trying to claw back and get in the mix and try and get the ball in their favor, get that momentum back on their side. But speaking of the experts, they are coming together, they are connected, all supporting one another, and the offloads are going to hand, and it's working.
Scrum at midfield, just well closer to the Retrievers side, and while we have just a moment, we're going to go down and talk to our Wendy Young, who spoke to the coaches at halftime. Wendy, what do you got?
I did. I talked to the expert coaches, and they want them to stay out of these breakdowns and use that line speed so they can crush the attack. And then for the Retrievers, they've just got to stay together and play for the guy next to them. It's all about the pride of the jersey.
Good stuff, Wendy, and you keep an eye on that cute little stuffed animal puppy down there. Don't let anything happen to it. That's a national treasure. Does dog have a name, Wendy, by the way?
I will find out if he has a name.
All right.
Well, the Retrievers may need that dog to galvanize them here as they look to climb back. Still 12 points down, but plenty of time to go as we see a few subs rolling in for the Retrievers.
Time is back on.
And substitutions, obviously a part of Rugby Sevens. You are asking a lot out of these players, and that's why you're seeing them more prominently in these later games, the second for these teams.
People always say, oh, it's only 14 minutes. You know, you get out there and you play 2 7-minute halves on this full-size rugby pitch and then talk to me.
Well, absolutely getting just smashed by large-size humans. It's fantastic. These are some of the best. These are the best athletes in the world, in my opinion.
And Retrievers rolling. The experts defense down the pitch. Some lovely interplay. It was that high tackle scene earlier on as they look to move quickly, but the hits are still coming in, getting taken to the ground and having to get back up. It's such a challenging, really, that combat conditioning coming into play here.
No doubt about that. Absolute bodies, and how about this? What a pitch across, and to the middle it goes for Peter Sayo Jr. and the Retrievers finding some life. That makes it only at the moment a 1-try match.
Massive shot coming in from the experts, and then the power. Sio there, the eventual try scorer, getting things going. Just sucking in the experts. Look how many people are around that ruck, and Bonte setting this one up with the assist. He pulls in that last defender. The experts' defensive wall just parts, and it's an easy trot in.
And an easy conversion as well when it's right down the middle. So just 5 separate these two, and a try at the very least for the Retrievers will put this at 17s with 3:50 to go.
Well, we've seen only close games, all decided by a converted try or less today, and this one is right on track for a gut-busting finish.
I love it. You know it's coming. No other way it would finish. Thanks for sticking with us all afternoon here. We certainly do enjoy having you and hope you're enjoying this fantastic action from TCO Stadium in Eagan on Fox Sports.
Penalty back to the Retrievers. The experts just flying over that ruck, hands hitting the deck instead of maintaining their body height and body position. So Retrievers know they have an opportunity here. They elect for
right
the
line,
scrum.
Guys. Hey, come on up, fellas. Thank you.
With
Sorry,
threats like Sio Jr. and
with it.
DeMonte Noble at the top and bottom of your screen, respectively.
Make sure you
Enosa,
okay.
the orchestrator, with ball in hand.
Bind. Up we go, guys. These binds are bad, these binds are good. So get long and on each other's backs, okay?
Yet another reset. Everyone in the scrum looking to bend the rules a little in their favor. Ref not having it at all.
For me, one of my favorite parts, the most interesting, is that conversation between players and officials. I love it. Total control out there. Fantastic job. Look at this. Retrievers with a chance. Here's a run. Throws it back from the pitch. Almost turned over, and it'll be another try as the Retrievers make a move, and no other than the 5, Enosa, to put this at 17s with 2:10 to go.
5 on his back, 5 on the board. Enosa, so experienced, and he is there for that offload. It was a little miscue there off Adam Channel, but referee says ball went back as Enosa looks to take his time with the conversion, and it is good.
Put a little English on it as well, a little extra from Enosa. And how about this start? Sayo Jr., who just put a try on the board, now throws another one to his teammate Enosa, and it's just like that. A fantastic effort by the Retrievers. Just a nice little tap it in. Downward pressure, Enosa throwing a little extra out there. 19-17, 1:18 to go. It's gonna be a finish, Abs.
Kick is underway. Experts able to hold on to this one as they have Darell Williams on the sideline, but taken down by DeMonte Noble.
Darell turned on the afterburners, but Noble got a hold of him and took him down, but the Experts still holding on to possession, trying. You can see the extra effort. Time clearly a factor to everybody looking at it.
What a turnover from Adam Channel. He is down in the backfield, but he just did his team a serious service. Yet holding on to ball in hand, so Experts look to move quickly. They know they are down, just 30 seconds on the clock.
Oh, so many things just transpired right there. What a pitch across, saw it coming. Darell Williams with some space. If he can find the gas and he'll pitch it across, it's into the hands of Odendaal. He's got the time and the space. It's in for the try, and just like that, this game has been flipped on its head again. Odendaal with the try, and it's 22-19 as 10 seconds remain and begin to tick away.
And that will seal the deal for the Experts because he scored with less than 30 seconds left on the clock. Madison Hughes now has 30 seconds to kick the conversion. And it was a team try, but it was Odendaal to secure the victory, and Experts just picking up this season.
They were not sure they were getting the win. It took a moment for the bench to react. The Retrievers had 19 straight points, but a dagger by Odendaal, and that will be the final. A 22-19 finish and multiple scores in that final 2 to make it a decision. And it's a Rocky Mountain high for the Experts, who come away with a huge victory, Abby.
The celebrations are on display, as is the sportsmanship. Well done to the Experts.
We've got the women's final coming up next from TCO Stadium. Do not go anywhere.